Hello friends, this is the second session for Introduction to Array in Java. Myself, Mrs. Amarja Sunane. We are discussing now the second type of array, that is nothing but two-dimensional array and then a multi-dimensional array. So as the name indicates, two-dimensional array is nothing but an array having two dimensions. Here, first dimension always specifies row and second dimension specifies the column. In a single dimensional array, if you remember, it is an array having only a single dimension. But in a two dimensional array, two dimensions are specified, where typically first dimension is row number and the second is a column number. These are called as array of arrays. Syntax for declaration is similar to the single dimensional array, only the added dimension is one more bracket. So data type array name, two empty square brackets, again new operator, data type, size, comma size. But here typically the first size is nothing but row number and the second size is nothing but a column number. Example, suppose int ARR is a two-dimensional array that I want to declare is equal to new int 3, 3. So what it indicates? You are creating ARR array of integer data type having 3 rows and 3 columns. So this will create an array ARR with 3 rows and 3 columns as I have already explained. So this is the practical demonstration for this array. So this tabular format or matrix format is nothing but the array name which is created. So the horizontal number is nothing but the row numbers and the vertical part is nothing but the column numbers. So horizontally, the very first row is row 0, then row 1 and then row 2. So if you see very first column and the first dimension which I have mentioned into the square brackets is 0. So 0, which is the first dimension, indicates 0th row. So horizontally, if you consider this row, every time for each and every column, the column number is changed, but the row dimension or row number is same. That's why the element present at first position is 0, 0. It indicates its row number is also 0 and its column number is also 0. The second is 0, 1, which indicate row number is 0 but the column number is 1. And 0, 2 means same, row number is 0 but the column number is 2. Then vertically next row number is 1. So for all the three columns, it will be having same first dimension as one row. So 1, 0 again first row and 0th column. 1, 1 means first row, first column, and 1, 2 means first row, second column, and so on. So likewise, internally, this is the representation of 3 by 3 array into the memory. So it can be treated as a matrix. As if you remember the matrix part of a mathematics, this is the similar implementation of it. It is not necessary that always the dimension for row number and column number should be same. You may create uneven row numbers or columns also. So this is the first way of creating two-dimensional array and its representation internally inside the memory. So again I am repeating, in a two-dimensional array, first dimension will always specify a row number and second dimension specifies the column number. So I hope you understand how actually the two-dimensional array is created. Now, in a two-dimensional array, it is possible that you will create a variable size array also. So now, what do you mean by a variable size array and how actually it is created? So these statements will create the two-dimensional arrays having different length. So what it indicates, consider table is my two-dimensional array. So its data type is integer, but as I want to create it for a variable length, I am initializing it with only the row number value. So only I am specifying the row number as a fixed. So new int 3 means the table array will be having 3 rows. But number of columns are not fixed. Why? Because for each and every row, I want to allocate different number of columns. So how it will be done? Table of 0 means 0th row for my table array equal to new int 5. Try to understand what I want to say. Table of 0 means 0th row is allocating 5 different columns. So 0th row of my array table will be having 5 columns. Second is table of 1 equal to new int of 2. So first row is having only 2 columns. And in the second row, table of 2 is equal to new int 3. So it is having only 3 columns. So likewise, this flexibility is also provided by Java that each and every row may have allocated different number of columns. So let's take a representation of this array. Suppose this is my table array. So table of 0, 1 and 2 are the three rows, very left side which is there. Table of 0, so 0th row is allocated with 5 columns. First row is allocated only with 2 columns and second row is allocated with 3 columns. So each and every individual index number idea will be similar that we have studied for the previous example. But it is the flexibility or the facility that has been provided that depending on the row number, the column number may be varied. So if you want to do like this is also possible. So you may able to assign variable size array in particularly for this two-dimensional array structure implementation. So one way is the traditional way that we have studied and the other one is this a variable size array, and this is more interesting concept that we should remember or that we should use in a practical examples or in practical implementation. The next part is what do you mean by multidimensional array? Actually, multidimensional array is an array having more than two or two dimensions. So two or more than two dimensions are comes under this multidimensional array category. Now syntax is, take a look. Suppose here I am creating an array with a three dimensions. So three square brackets we are using followed by three sizes. If you wish to declare four values, then four square brackets followed by four size variables and so on. So as per your requirement or as per your choice, number of dimensions may increase. So this is the syntax for creation of multidimensional array. Let's take an example. A is an array which is declared with 3, 3, 3. Its size is 3 by 3 by 3. Now, how actually the size of multidimensional arrays will be calculated? Actually, the total number of elements that can be stored in a multidimensional array can be calculated by multiplying size of all the dimensions. So whatever number of dimensions sizes are there, or multiple of all this will be the size of the array. So 3 by 3 by 3 means its value will be calculated as 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 equal to 9. So the size of array A will be 9. So the multiplication of the dimensions will be nothing but the size of multidimensional array. If you declare 2D array with a 3 by 3, then the number of elements which are there should be 3 multiplied by 3. Sorry, here that is my mistake. So 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 will be 27. So the size or the element stored in this particular array will be 27, not 9. So I hope you understand how actually the multidimensional array will be considered or will be uh, now practically we will be discussing the programs, but as a theoretical aspect we have to complete advantages and disadvantages part of an array. So, first advantage of array is arrays represent multiple data items of the same data type using a single name. So, if you remember, we are creating an array with a single name, but more than one element will be able to store in this particular array. So, this is the advantageous part that multiple data items having same data type can be represented using a single array name. In array, elements can be accessed randomly using the index number. So any random elements can be accessed using the index number or its subscript. So ARR of 1, ARR of 4. This is nothing but accessing randomly the elements which are stored into the array by its index number. It can be used for sorting the elements. So if you want to perform sorting operations in a data structure, then array will play an important role. So sorting elements or sorting operations can be easily performed with respect to array. It can be used to perform matrix operations or matrix calculations. If you are seeing a two-dimensional array, 2D arrays can be easily represented for the matrix operations. So all the two-dimensional, three-dimensional matrix related operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, transpose. So these are the basic matrix related operations. These operations can be easily performed with respect to array. So I hope you all understand what are the advantages of using the array. Also, it can be used for scheduling the CPU. So CPU scheduling algorithms are also easily used with respect to array. So these are nothing but the advantages of array. Then, what are the disadvantages of using array? The number of elements to be stored in an array should be known in advance. So whatever number of elements that you wish to add inside the array should be known in advance. Otherwise, there will be a wastage of space or it may give you an array index out of bounds exception. It is a static structure, means the size of array is fixed. So we can't change the size of array runtime. Insertion and deletion of elements is quite difficult as these elements are stored in a consecutive or continuous memory locations. That's why insertion and deletion of elements is a costlier operation. All the elements should have same data type, so no different data type elements can be inserted. So once I have created an array of integer data type, all the elements must be mandatorily of an integer data type only. We can't store integer, float, character, double, these type of data types once the array is to be created. So you have to take care of these particular things whenever an array is to be created. So I hope you understand how actually the arrays are to be created. What are the two-dimensional and multi-dimensional array implementations? What are the advantages and disadvantages of array? So theoretical aspects of array are completed. In the next session, we will be discussing practically how actually the implementation of array will be takes place. Till then, bye. Thank you.